On October 19th, Amazon, DoorDash, Fortnite, Reddit, Zoom, and thousands of other sites went down for an entire 14 hours. Engineers scrambled to fix the issue, and it turns out that AWS, Amazon Web Services, was responsible for the mass outage. Let's dive into the details. AWS, for those of you who don't know, is Amazon's web service offering. They allow anyone to make and host all sorts of online services. For example, compute with EC2, database with RDS, containers with ECS, and over 200 more. The way AWS is able to offer these services is through their data centers, which are located across the globe. There's one in London, one in Mumbai, one in Sydney, one in Oregon, and more. These data centers are called regions, and each has a specific code. For example, London will be EU West 2. You can choose which region you'd like to deploy your web services to, but by default, most people tend to use us-east-1, Northern Virginia. This is because AWS has their largest and most capable data centers located there, and the console uses it by default. And this reliance was the issue. An internal issue within AWS's DNS system caused DynamoDB, AWS's NoSQL database in us-east-1, to fail. And all those companies I listed at the start rely on DynamoDB in us-east-1, so its failure cascaded into many widespread outages. But why did it fail in the first place? Let's get into more detail. For context, let's go over 3 of AWS's main DNS related systems. Route 53 is a domain registrar, allowing customers to purchase domains, and it's also AWS's main DNS system. Its main job is to resolve DNS names to IP addresses. As an example, Amazon's website is in reality a random IP address on the internet, but when your computer tries to resolve Amazon.com, it goes to the Route 53 name server, which will tell it the IP address for the website, allowing the computer to get to its intended destination. Next, the DNS planner. This is an internal system that prepares updates to DNS records, for example when endpoints change or need maintenance. And finally, the DNS enactor. This internal system applies the updates generated by DNS planner into Route 53. These systems are automated to reduce human error, but an edge case causes these systems to mismatch and fail. DNS planner started off routine by generating new DNS records for the update. The issues began when enactor started to apply the changes. Another instance of enactor was actually running at the same time, leading to a timing mismatch where 2 enactor instances were trying to write records. The second enactor ended up deleting records with DynamoDB's us-east-1 endpoint instead of updating them. With the records deleted, servers could no longer resolve to their DynamoDB databases. When they tried contacting Route 53, it simply had no idea where the database's IP address was, effectively making it unavailable. This fell into a number of new issues. Lambda, EC2, and NLBs, which all rely on DynamoDB in some way under the hood, experienced internal failures too. And of course, any website that relied on DynamoDB failed too. Over 6.5 million outage reports were logged worldwide. So how did AWS fix it? They first disabled Planner and Enactor since they were causing issues. Then they simply had to restore the records manually to bring DynamoDB back online. In software engineering, such an event is called a race condition, where 2 or more instances of a program race to access shared resources, leading to mismatch. For example, let's say you had a counter set to 0 in memory, and 2 instances of a program tried to increment it at the same time. Both programs may only read the 0 and write 1, leading to a final incrementation by 1 instead of 2. In the AWS outage, the second enactor may have detected bad records and deleted them. Race conditions are difficult to reproduce and diagnose because of how timing dependent they are. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, did the AWS outage affect you? Thanks for watching.